much for being back. And if you just joined us, this is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's get to our main conversation for today. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has dismissed his alleged suspension from the Labour Party by the embattled party figure Julius Abure, calling it the desperate move of a clown looking for a crown. In a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Mr. Ferdinand Ekeoma, Oti pointed out that the Supreme Court had already ruled that Abure is no longer the national chairman of the party. He urged the Inspector General of Police to apprehend Abure for impersonating and called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to enforce the Supreme Court's ruling fully in order to uphold the court's credibility and safeguard democratic principle. Now let's get talking. I still have with me Pastor Francis Ofeli. Thank you so much, Pastor, for being here.
Very well.
Yes. So let's get to Abure. He is a colleague of yours, a lawyer who understands better, who knows the rules of engagement. He should understand better what the Supreme Court said on behalf of his position on that. So why do you think he is still adamant?
I think Abure is, what he's doing is called contempt of court. Someone needs to, the judgment creditor of that judgment needs to go and file a case to have him come to court to show cause why he's disobeying the orders of the Supreme Court. That is the first thing. Because he's not going to stop doing this until he's brought before the law. Because it was surprising that someone whom the court had declared that his tenure of office had long expired is still giving orders on behalf of the party, making declarations and all that. And it just casts a dark light on the Labour Party. Labour Party is now a laughing stock. Because how do you describe an army, for example, that wants to go on a battle and decides to kill all its generals and ask the foot soldiers to go and bring victory? It will not work. Alex Oti is the only governor of the party.
Exactly.
Which is fortune. Then you are saying you have suspended him. So what are you now doing now? The party that you have suspended your only governor. It's terrible, and it is not wrong to believe now that Abure is actually planted in that party.
That's a move.
Yes, it is not wrong to believe so now. I mean, we'll have doubts before that. No. But I mean, as it stands now, he wants to make sure that everything scatters, or everything is brought down for that party. So, I don't know why the party's legal advisor have not done the needful thing now. This man is still parading himself as the leader of the party. The court said he's no longer the leader of the party. And the legal team, everybody just keep quiet.
So do you think, as a lawyer himself, do you think he might be eyeing a lacuna that hasn't been filled up and possibly using that as an advantage?
There's
to
no
front
lacuna in
himself?
the judgment. The judgment is clear. The judgment is very clear as to what they emerged the next day and said the Supreme Court did not say.
Yes, exactly.
And they started making some funny explanation. But the judgment is in English language. And it's clear enough to say when they say your appeal succeeds, yes, and that's as of the Nadi Usman.
Yes.
The court explaining. But on Abure, the court said it expressly that his tenure of office had long expired. Okay? So there's no other thing to add to that expression to say that your tenure of office has long expired and you are still the leader of the party. It can't be.
But don't you think that's an indictment to the credibility of our judiciary? Because if someone in that figure cannot respect what the Supreme Court, the apex court of the land, had said,
No,
so it means that
it's not the first time people do that, disobey court order. But the court also have a mechanism to bring them, to commit them to prison. But that mechanism will not activate itself. That mechanism has to be activated, but you have to go and file. There's a necessary form you need to file to bring him to come and show cause. Okay? And when he does that, the court will now compel him. If the court found that he's guilty of contempt of court, the court will commit him to prison. Okay? So somebody needs to go and initiate that process. The court will not initiate it. It's not the Supreme Court that will initiate it. It's the judgment creditor that will go and initiate it, because this man is obstructing justice. He's obstructing the judgment of a court. And he's making it difficult for the party to function wholesomely. Because now people were asking which fashion suspend the governor. Is it Abure's fashion, Apapa's fashion, or which fashion?
And to make matters worse, the way the media carried it, it looked like it was the substantive LP chairman that did that.
Well, that is what that is what the media would. What do you expect the media to do? The media wants to create sensationalization, and they want people to be curious about it, and they want to. Really, Abure is a clown. Okay, even when I wrote on it, I wrote that LP, because truly he's a member of the LP. Okay, but when I first saw the news, before I read it, to see that the details has to do with Abure and the rest of that. So Abure is a meddlesome interloper. He's not the chairman of that political party and cannot be fronting himself as the chairman of the political party. It's impersonation. He's impersonating the chairman, and he's committing treason. He's committing what you call a contempt of court. So he should be dealt with. But the legal advisor of LP should advise the party appropriately and take the necessary legal action that is required, and do them timeously. Because the more you allow Abure to keep festering, the more the party will be incurring this this omen that Abure is bringing on the court, and that will be destabilizing the brand of the party. It shows that the party is weak; it's not able to hold itself together or discipline any of its own. So that is what they should do.
Yes, I know that the court had stated that, I do not know if maybe you stand to correct us on this. The court has stated that issues regarding internal crisis of the party should be sent back to the party at this point. I do not know what the Supreme Court's judgment, how it relates to the independent nature of political parties settling whatever rift that they have.
Yeah, it depends on the grounds of appeal before the court. If the grounds of appeal before the court is you're asking the court to deal with the internal mechanism of the party, the court will not go into that. But part of the grounds of appeal was whether or not the tenure of Abure subsists.
Okay.
And the court said no, that his tenure of office has expired. But every other internal whatever it is, the court determining tenureship, court has jurisdiction to determine the tenureship based on the party constitution. And that the court discharged its obligation at that level. So it's for them now to go and file this Form 49 to bring him to court and let him come and show cause why he should not be committed to prison for contempt of court. So, and they have to deal with him squarely. The legal advisor of the party know what to do. It's not in our place to begin to advise them as a political party when they have a legal team that know exactly what should be done in the case of that reference.
Yes, okay, but let's take a look at all that matters. We are not members of the LP party, but just like you have said, that the Labour Party right now, they're going through so much, and one would wonder, Abure has got pockets of people behind him, whom I would love to believe are stakeholders of the party, asking that he leaves abruptly. Don't you think that might be injurious to the party in one way? Or maybe they're trying to soft pedal the process so that he wouldn't have to do more of damage to the party?
No, he has to leave. His tenure of office has expired. All this one is doing is not, all this is doing is of no issue. There's no legitimacy on what he's doing, because if he's putting something on nothing, it's like being nothing and telling people that you are something. You are not even the chairman of the party. You can't make these expressions. You can't make these pronouncements. You cannot suspend anyone because you don't have the authority to suspend. You are not the chairman. You are not in the ESCO. You are not anything. You are at best a floor member of the party or a card-carrying member of the party. Not like he's dismissed from the party, but he's not the chairman.
And freedom of expression does not in any way.
Freedom of expression comes with authority. Freedom of expression at that level of suspension. You need to be the chairman, and you need to have reached decision with your ESCO to do that. You cannot even expel or suspend a member of the party unilaterally. You can't do that. You must do that with the ESCO, the National Working Committee. And his own fashion, they have their own National Working Committee.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because he's got some crowd behind him.
Now, since they derive their authority from him, the National Working Committee derived the authority from him, and now he has no authority any longer. The National Working Committee have no authority, that's what it means. Because they are supposed to derive from him, and the court now says he is no longer. So it means that everything he has built on National Committee, everything falls like a plaque or card on him. So he cannot, because what I expected from the Labour Party is that they should always act swiftly. They are too laid back. The party is laid back. I mean, things will be going wrong. Look at 2027 coming. Everybody is preparing for. See the level of preparation of the APC already for 2027. Look at the level of preparation already. You go everywhere, they have eyes everywhere. The Labour Party have not even started any preparation. They don't even know whether Peter Obi is going to come back there. In fact, they're even making it difficult. The only governor they have, which is one of the best performing governors in Nigeria, which is supposed to be your reference. This is supposed to be what you use to sell LP. That this is what one governor, we had just one, but this is what one governor.
And asking, imagine if we have more.
Imagine if we have 5, 6 governors. Imagine if Labour Party win in your state. Imagine what your state would look like. That is what they are supposed to be selling.
Exactly.
Is that same governor you are now suspending? So the party is not ready for war, because politics is war. They are not ready. They are not ready to use what they have to get. If they could sell Alex Oti proper, they can get 3 or 4 states more.
Very true.
Already they have a lot of members in the National Assembly. They have in state houses assembly across the country. So is it a sin to get 2, 3 governors again and begin to build from there? Maybe LP itself is the one that is going to take over from the APC. Not even PDP that's not ready. They should use the opportunity of PDP's lack of tact and readiness to take over from the APC if they are serious. If they have been working since after the election. But they are not doing anything since after the election. They are fighting since that time till now. Since that time till now. So to say that they planted people there is not for me. I begin to believe it.
It's ludicrous, actually, Barrister, because when you take a look at it, any normal right-thinking person would actually go by what you had said. Use Alex Oti as fulcrum to sell the message of the Labour Party. But the man, of course, we can't say all of this without mentioning Peter Gregory Obi, who has been at the center of the Labour Party, and he hasn't said anything yet on this particular matter. But let's digress a little bit to what he said, of course, which is still making headline. His response to Sanwo-Olu, when Sanwo-Olu did say that he was demarketing Nigeria, and he boldly said that he wasn't demarketing Nigeria, he was speaking truth to issues, the realities that we have. He cited IMF and the World Bank, stating that they declared Nigeria as one country that has got more poor people, especially in the rural community. So does that mean that the World Bank is equally demarketing in Nigeria? I'd love you to speak to me on this matter.
Yeah, Peter Obi did not demarket Nigeria. Nigeria is badly run, very badly managed. And those who badly manage the country does not want anybody to know about it, whether within or outside. They don't want the outsiders to know about it, that Nigeria is badly run, because they are going to look for investors head and neck, cap in hand, and lying to investors, okay, that everything is okay, the country is okay and all that. The country is not okay. What Peter Obi stated the fact, okay, and that does not amount to the marketing. The truth cannot demarket. What is obtainable is what he said. So if everything is said, why didn't they say that what he said was false? They say it's demarketing Nigeria. Demarketing Nigeria how? Did he lie? Okay, you want him to go and cover up for Nigeria abroad, whereas the country is not doing well.
But your very
That's
good friend,
hypocrisy.
your very good friend, who is a spokesman of the PDP, has said he equally had gone with the fact that that
he even started it.
P2B demarketed Nigeria.
He's even the one that started before someone. He's the first person that raised that issue. That P2B, and I don't agree. Even I don't agree with him too, because why should he? Some of those people P2B was talking to, they know already what he was saying. He doesn't even need to tell them. They are aware. They are there in the tabloids, looking at the world entirely. They have the numbers, they have the statistics, they know what is going on. There are more people in Nigeria, even in rural areas, than anywhere in the world. That's the truth. Okay? So should we hide that? How long are we going to hide that? How long are we going to cap or hide that the Nigerian government is a non-performing government? Can you hide that? You can't hide that. It's like I have to hide sickness. You can't hide sickness. So let him go and say the truth. If there are people who are going to help Nigeria, let them come and help Nigeria. I mean, whatever it is he said, I've not seen anything wrong in it. I've not seen why they just demarketing Nigeria. Part of it is propaganda, because believe it or not, LP is a strong opposition to the PDP.
To the APC?
To the PDP.
To the PDP?
Yes. It's a strong opposition. If they are going to the polls now,
okay.
People believe in LP more than PDP.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
You understand? Forget about the result that the brother that say came out, P2B came out third, or LP came out third. No, I mean, how many places was PDP able to defeat Tinubu when LP defeated him even in his own this thing? So LP is a strong opposition, but just that they are not able to manage the leadership of that party. That party needs strong leadership, a leadership that will pull up the values and then pull the people to its side, But it's not able to do that because of the infighting, and then because those who are leading the party were not even sure where their loyalty lies. They are so money conscious. They don't know that you need to build value first and money will come thereafter. They are about money. If you see where they are running about money in that political party, you know that nobody came there to build anything. They all came there to look for what to collect. And you cannot lead a party like that. The way Tinubu led ACN before APC,
Yes.
You could see how he was able to build blocks. He never decamped. When everybody, in fact, when the whole Southwest was taken away by PDP, he was still there. And he made a mark, and he was able to put together things. So that is what we expect. We expect that kind of person at the APC at this time. Nenadi Usman would have been able to do that effectively if not for this crisis. The benefit of that, at least we give it to her. Let's see what she can do to pull the party. But Abure is not backing down. And
but how do we deal with spoilers? Yes, how do we deal with spoilers?
Yeah, I said the legal instrument that is required to deal with him, the party has not activated it. The party has not activated it. You have a judgment. Somebody is coming to obstruct you. And you are looking at him, you are watching him. You can imagine he went around the country to say that Aristotle has been suspended. How do you suspend your only governor? So what are you building? So this is terrible.
Yes, very true. But let's take a look at the Labour Party. And you mentioned Alex Oti. I think it's very important that we look at him and his strides, what he has done in Abia State. Everyone who knows Abia State knows what it was during the days of the Ojis and the Ikbazus, and today what Abia is today. But it is disturbing that the president of Ojus Okalu is promising the president that there's the possibility of taking back Abia State. Do you see any sense in it?
Ojus Okalu is not interested in whether Abia develop or not. It's not his business. What he's doing is he just wants party APC to take over Abia State. And he's doing that because of what he wants to get from the president. You understand? Ministerial appointments, maybe. He wants to be Senate president.
Senate president, yes, he struggled for that.
He wants to be Senate president. So he's promising the president that he's going to deliver Abia. That's what he's saying in retrospect, or in hindsight.
Yes.
In hindsight. So, but it's not something I think he can do, given what Lesotho is already laid down. It will be insanity for. And you know, Lesotho's emergence was an intervention. The woman who stood her ground.
Yes, exactly.
That is why you
Very
need
true.
leaders. That is why you need leaders. And these people, once in a while, they make these mistakes. Putting somebody here, putting somebody up, and expecting that person to take instruction from them to do wrong. And when the person turns around and says, I will not do wrong. That is how God intervenes in places like that. If that woman hadn't been there would be nothing like Lesotho. There would be nothing like road going here and there. They will just retain what they had there before, and the state will continue to rot. But look at what happened just because of the decision of that woman that opened that way. And today, see what you are getting. If that is why I am always not very happy with the Labour Party at all. Because as it stands now, Lesotho is vulnerable. Yes, this is the time when, if it's not someone that is very strong, you just the camp to another party. Yes. I mean, what am I doing? What am I struggling to build with this political party? If I can join forces with a bigger political party and go and still do what I'm doing. Yes. I mean, for him to even stay back. Because, see, the LP is a party you can decamp from without consequences.
Because already there is ongoing crisis
Yes.
brewing.
What is the consequence exactly? What will bring Lesotho down if he leaves LP? Let's say he joins APC, for example. What will bring him down from LP? So, I mean, the thing is painful. It's painful. We saw how Rocha Sokorocha left PDP and APC and won his second district. Was that not in the southeast?
Yes.
So they shouldn't be treating him like you're suspending that, like he needs them to keep doing the work he's doing. Doesn't need that. It's just that it's a political party that, with the influence of P2B, and now with Alex Oti, now we're beginning to see semblance of what democracy should be from the few who are of that extraction. But how do you then keep Abure to be making those kind of decisions and declarations when there is a court order against him not to do such? Is to activate the process and bundle him out. He needs to go to prison because that's the consequence of what he's doing now. He needs to go to prison, so help him get there so that your party can have peace and you move on. That's what they need to do.
But for someone who is a legal practitioner who understands all of these things and behaving like he is totally oblivious of this, could that be?
It's not every.
Is that this legal stubbornness?
It's not every. It's not every legal
that people have.
It's not every legal professional that understands these things. So. Let's not assume. But he just needs to be put where he belongs. The Supreme Court cannot make a statement, a judgment, then you now come and start to reinterpret it to favor you and be acting on your own delusion. That's not right. They should take a proper action.
All right, just before we leave, I know this might really not be connected to what we had as from our reportage, but I'd love you to speak to that because it's the burning issue right now. Lots of discussions about it on different social media platforms on Bola Tinubu's total payment to IMF. Who he said, according to the report we have, he has cleared our debts.
No, but the records still show that about
287 billion.
287 billion.
Yeah. So, but that is in interest, which they said they could be paid off anytime.
Okay, they're talking about the principal sum.
Yeah, the principal has been taken care of.
If he has paid the principal sum and it's true, it's a good thing that at least we now have a clean slate because this debt itself has a way of just putting a yoke on the neck of a country. And what investors want to find out first when they want to check your debt index, they are looking at your projections, ease of doing business, population, purchasing power, and all that, all those economics. So if you take us out of debt, it's a good thing for the optics. That's a good one for the optics. If it's true, because there's a lot of doubt that How? When?
Less than
Yeah,
20
yeah.
plus months.
So they should make it. They should give us time to process this information. Yes, they give us some process information. They paid up this principal sum and it's just interest that's left, and they're going to pay it off soon. They should give us time to really check out these things, whether they are true. If it's true, kudos to them. We should expect to see exploit in other areas, and more importantly, we should begin to welcome real investors. Real investors. Nigeria need investors. We can't say this enough. If we can take care of security and just put electricity in order, those two, Nigeria need investors. The population is a sizable one, growing by the day. Okay, and we have these mineral resources, natural and otherwise, capital, human, for investors to come in. So this economy can boom. We need just 20 years of consistent doing the right thing to change Nigeria. If we can put up the right parameters and to stay close to the issues for the next 20 years, Nigeria will turn around. We were discussing this yesterday. That's what we need. This country is far better than many countries that we're going to. It's far better than many of these countries we are going to. But how do we go back to drawing board and reset this country to work? Because right now it's not working. It's not working. So we need to reset this country to work and give it a 20 years of focus. And let's see what becomes of this nation. This nation will become great again.
All right, we sincerely hope that the nation becomes great again. That's what every Nigerian wants, and that's what we desire, that's what we need, because we have to, of course, flex our muscle in the international community when others are equally doing that. Very, so important. Many decades ago, Nigeria was on top of that realm, but of course, we are not there again. We just have to leave it at this particular point. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here.
It's my pleasure.
All right, people, that's just the time we have for our show today. We'd love to say thank you to you for being part of it. Please do well to visit us. You can always find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Wigwe'S. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.